In the early morning at the academy dormitory, the first light of dawn glowed faintly. Ace was carefully packing his books and clothes, as he needed to return home for family matters. Ayan stood beside him, watching silently, his eyes filled with sorrow at their parting. After packing his belongings, Aziz took out his treasured poetry collection and gently handed it to Ayan, telling him to study it well. Ayan held it with both hands, gripping it tightly, looking very solemn. In the morning at the academy gate, Aziz bowed to bid farewell to his teacher and classmates. Ayan stood with his head down, full of reluctance, with words on the tip of his tongue yet unspoken. Aziz turned and stepped onto the path home. Ayan quietly followed behind, accompanying him silently all the way. From time to time, Aziz looked back at Ayan, his eyes full of affection. When they reached the bridge, at the village entrance, Aziz stopped and turned to Ayan. They looked at each other quietly without saying a word, yet the sorrow of parting could not be hidden. Aziz took a deep breath, bowed to Ayan again in farewell, and slowly waved for him to go back. Ayan also waved gently, his gaze fixed firmly on Aziz, unwilling to look away for even a moment. Aziz turned and continued walking, his steps slow, glancing back repeatedly. Ayan still stood on the bridge, watching his gradually shrinking back, reluctant to leave. When Ace's figure finally disappeared at the end of the road, Ayan still stood on the bridge, staring into the distance. He clutched the poetry collection tightly, his eyes slightly reddened, overwhelmed by the sorrow of parting. At dusk, Ayan returned to the academy. He sat alone at the stone table in the yard, stroking the poetry collection Aziz had given him again and again. His eyes vacant, his mind filled with the days they had spent together. The teacher passed through the yard, saw Ayan walked gently toward him, stroked his beard and said, "This kind of deep longing for a friend and unwillingness to separate is called being reluctant to part."